#1 cable news show for 10 years and counting. The O'Reilly Factor.
Thanks, Jonas. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Miller Time segment tonight. The siege of Southern California has arrived here in New York City. And here he is.
Billy, first off, let me establish some superiority.
Do you have to do that, Bill, or do you have to mock the previous guest?
You
have to mock poor Tanya Ryan.
Hey, my thing might have fallen off.
Oh,
and by
God.
the way,
Yeah.
can you sign me up for a course where I can get as complex as D.D. Myers? I feel like such a simpleton out here.
I think those courses are closed.
Jeez, if I could only get in at the learning
you go to San
annex.
Francisco, they have them there.
I'm barely standing upright on my own out here, Bill.
All right, now Rahm Emanuel, the rumor is going to resign on Friday and go to run for the mayor of Chicago.
Right.
And I think you're broken up about that, right?
I think he got into it with Stedman, the Attorney General. And Rahm Emanuel actually turned out to be the first person that Holder wanted to send to Gitmo. He was the first guy that he wanted to get rid of. And now it'll work against Stedman because Rahm's going to go back, run for mayor, and then he will try to close down Gitmo to get all those Al-Qaeda guys moved back to Illinois, where he can put them in the institution.
Right, and they already
outside of
they already
Chicago.
built that thing.
Right.
I think,
You know why they want to do that?
Right.
Because then they could institute the death penalty against those guys, kill them, and they could register and vote as Democrats in state elections in Illinois.
Right. They need more dead people.
So it all comes together.
But Emanuel, you know, he isn't part of Obama's crew. He was hired for his moxie to deal with Congress and the Senate. From Chicago, they know each other, but he's not like one of Obama's confidants. So the interesting thing is, who is Obama going to appoint to be chief of staff now? Will he, you know, Valerie Jarrett, isn't that Jarrett next to him?
Yeah, maybe her.
Will she get the job, or will he bring in somebody from the outside who's, you know, got a little more experience?
You need somebody who knows where the bodies are buried. You need somebody who's going to be a tough guy.
And that was
now,
Emanuel.
I'm looking at Rahm Emanuel's diminutive status, and I think, now here's an outside, it's a dark horse, but I think they should replace him with Emmanuel Lewis, TV's beloved Webster, because then they don't have to change the monogram on the robes. It still says Emmanuel. You bring him in, you let him boss people, right?
That's not a bad idea, because Webster was a beloved character.
TV's beloved Webster.
Right. But where is Webster now? Coleman's gone, right? Didn't Coleman die?
Webster's about to be next to the Oval Office.
You think
he's going
so?
to be the tough guy.
All right.
You know what this is this week? Gloria Stewart from the Titanic died earlier. Sweet lady, great in that movie. 100 years old, died earlier in the week. Rahm saw that. He said, I better start paddling away because this thing's going down. So,
There is something to that. Emmanuel's, you know, because he's getting out before the November election,
yes, he is.
which
And
could be bloody.
You don't want to be in there when that happens because you're going to get the scarlet letter on you there.
All right, now the president talked about his Christianity in Albuquerque, New Mexico earlier this week. Go.
You know, I'm a Christian by choice. You know, my family didn't. You know, frankly, they weren't folks who went to church every week. I mean, my mother was one of the most spiritual people I knew, but she didn't raise me in the church. So I came to my Christian faith later in life.
Now, the reason he was talking about that is because, as you said, he was hopping over fences, going to backyard barbecues, and this was one of the questions in a backyard barbecue.
By the way, can I point out to the president that every backyard he speaks in has a fence? Can we get one at our border, pal? That's all I'm asking. Every backyard you're in has a fence.
What do you think that is behind him? Jalapeno?
Those are red hot chili peppers.
Yeah.
I believe that's Anthony Kiedis, lead singer for the Peppers. Listen, what happened here is that Barack Obama, I think, is scared. I think he knows that Antietam's coming in November. So what's he doing? He's hitting the reset button on a couple of key things. He green lights the surge in Afghanistan, and then he starts talking about his faith. Dare I say, like many scared people out there, he is now clinging to his God and his guns. And I think that's coming back to haunt him a little. I think my man knows that he better hit the reset button on some of this stuff.
Why do you think, I think it's 20% of the American people think he's a Muslim. Why do you think, is it because they want to think he's a Muslim?
Let me put it in Levantonian terms. You're from Levittown, all
yes,
right?
I can understand.
All right, so there's a sense of community there. Everybody's on the same street looking at the same house. Now, if the guy who lives across the street from you 20 Sunday mornings in a row comes out, not dressed for church in his shine shoes with his best tie on, but with a golf bag. After 20 times, if I asked you, what do you think's more important to him on Sundays, what are you going to say?
Golf.
He's a golfer. That's all that's happened with Barack. He's only been to church like 4 times since he's been president. He golfed 30 times. It's just an evaluation.
Yeah,
I don't have any.
Is he, you know, but it's not about whether he's a good Christian or not. I don't think anybody can make that assessment about anybody. It's not right. But why do they think he's a Muslim? Is he facing Mecca, or do we?
I don't know about all
That's
that.
just crazy stuff.
Fine. So there's 20% crazy people. Listen, he thought we were ready for Obamacare. We're not. There's 70% of us. So does that make him crazy? No, he just misread it. When 20 people say that, I think 20% of the people say that. I think they're so angry at him. If that's the only out they have in the question, they're going to lodge their displeasure by saying that. He's not a Muslim. He is an ineffectual civil servant so far.
Now, you're in town in New York to do a benefit. I guess it's already happened. A tunnel to tower 5K run.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
To benefit a guy named Steven
Steven Siller, not Stiller, but Siller. Imagine
Wounded
this
guy?
guy's cojones, bro.
Right.
Firemen, 9/11, they shut down the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, or whatever it is down there.
That's it.
My man puts his gear on. You know that gear's heavy.
Right.
Runs through the tunnel to the towers, and dies that day to help people out. They now run the race every year, and a lot of guys wear their gear. They run the exact route he did. It's like Phidippides in the Battle of Marathon.
And where does the money go to?
It goes to their Steven Siller 5K run, and they also were nice enough, I must say. I came in and started the race and ended the race with Rudy. They put a little over to USACares.org, my veterans organization, and they're very sweet people.
And you went, came coast to coast to do it. So BillO'Reilly.com, I'm giving you a check.
Ah, Billy, I don't even have my reading glasses
for you
on.
for that 5K.
Look at you, you're a sweet man. I'm not exerting my superiority here. I'm giving you
Oh,
a big
man,
wet
come on,
one.
look
Get
at
out.
this. Miller,
Billy.
your beard cut me.
I'm sorry, baby.
I'm bleeding.
Listen,
Right.
love
Take a look
isn't
at how
always
much
pretty.
that check is for, Miller.
I see it's $10
Okay, I
million.
mean, hey, and I want you to give that money to them.
All
I don't
right.
want to be seeing you in St. Bart's.
Billy, I wouldn't karma.
No,
That's
I
the
know.
worst karma on the planet.
USA
You're
Cares.
a mensch, baby.
That's
10K for USA Cares. Thank you, my friend.